What is going on, guys, and welcome to another episode of the Logan Coles Convos podcast. First one for 2021, actually, and it's in my dingy bedroom, and this is about the third take of this raw podcast that I'm going to try and bring to you guys. I'm bringing you this podcast this year to kind of introduce what my year of 2021 is going to be about, and you guys might want to get in on this, so thought I'd bring you an episode to kick off the year and get over that like rusty feeling of getting back into podcasting. But first, make sure that you subscribe to the channel, subscribe to Instagram, to the podcast, Facebook, follow it all. It'll all be down in the description. I'll chuck it down there and just jump in there and get all that done. The video is sponsored this time by my new 8-week challenge that I have coming. There's a dog outside barking. This video is sponsored by my All Out 8-week challenge, which is starting on the 1st of February. If you guys are interested, I'm going to run through just some of the details of that. I'll get to that. Okay, so there's a $1,000 cash prizes. It is $700 to the overall transformation winner, $300 to the lifestyle winner, $150 entry, because there's that 10% discount, which is all out 10 if you get there in the next like 48 hours or something like that. $50 cash back if you send in your before and after photos anyway. So it's pretty much like $85 for like the whole 8 weeks, and the entry and the possibilities to win that. Included will be a full exercise program, how to calculate your custom macros, how to calculate your cardio, and a private Facebook group, which I think will be really rewarding. I'm going to be doing a Q&A like weekly in that, so then you can like touch base with me and kind of like ask any questions that you want or need to. But yeah, once again, you can jump over there. I'll put that down in the description too, and then use the code ALLOUT10 if you do it either today or tomorrow, and you'll get 10% off that. So yeah, they're the details for that one. But yeah, let's get into what this is about. And it is about what I'm doing in 2021 and what I'm going to try and go all in about. I don't usually follow through with some of the stuff that I tell myself and you guys that I'm going to do for the year. Like last year, I said I was going to do a new habit every month. I didn't do that. Kind of got to COVID. My habit was eating shit, drinking, and being lazy in general. So yeah, I want to try and stick to this one. And this year, I'm going to be going hard in on my new training style, which is CrossBuilding. I want to touch on bro meals in another podcast, but that's also going to be coming into like the nutrition side of things. But yeah, let's touch on what the F is CrossBuilding in general. So as you guys may know, I've done a bodybuilding comp before. I went all in on that, did it for like, what did it end up? It was like 20 weeks of a cut. And then before that, it was like bulking, and and then I did my comp, and pretty much after that, I got over it. I went like 100 in on it, did it, and then I was over it. And then I was trying to find something else. I found CrossFit, went all in on that, did the open, did a competition. COVID came around obviously, but I just felt like I got over it a little bit. So I kind of like wanted to find a mix between it. And I know that like CrossFitters are gonna talk shit because they're gonna be like, oh, bodybuilders, like they just look in the mirror like all the time. They're always like posing and stuff like that. But guys, at least they do stuff that's like somewhat strict. It's like they've got an art to it. They've got an art to their exercises. And then bodybuilders are going to be like, oh my god, none of their stuff has like any form, like no technique and stuff like that. And like, guys, you're wrong on both sides. The mix of both is pretty good. You just need to like have the right coaches, the right people surrounding you, and follow a good program. Follow a good program. So last year and this year, I played around with the movements that were involved in obviously bodybuilding, Olympic lifting, and then CrossFit, and like also some of the volumes, like how to break down the volumes, like the structure with the Olympic lifting, which is a necessity, the structure with overloading on the bodybuilding side, the some of the metcons, the high intensity stuff involved in CrossFit. So like the higher intensity stuff. For 3 weeks, I was playing around with it for a while. I developed a program, the first CrossBuilding 1.0, and I've been doing that now for 3 weeks. So I've been playing around with it, and to be honest, each session is like, say, like depending, like 45 minutes to an hour and a half, no real longer than that. And the volumes felt pretty good. In the first day, first week, I probably bit off a little bit more than I could chew because I had like 10 days off over Christmas. And then I came back in and did like super heavy weight in like some of my movements, like my front squats and stuff like that. And my DOMs was around for weeks. But now I can kind of like play around with it. And like CrossFit, it doesn't, like unlike CrossFit, it doesn't have kind of like standard weights. You have to use like 22.5 kilo dumbbells for guys or something like that. You can kind of just like pick what you want to, but just do the movements and try and work at an intensity of like 8 out of 10, 7 out of 10, like whatever you want to do. If you repeat the program, you can put the weights up. Pardon me. You can put the weights up over time if you'd like to. But it like the structure of it is great. Like I've loved it, like the Olympic lifting and the Metcons on 3 days of the week, and then bodybuilding push and pull on 2 days of the week. And I've really been liking it, plus having that rest actually on the weekend. If I want to do the CrossFit class at the gym, I can do that if I want to. If not, I got my program done and I feel like I've got a lot done. On top of that, I've also been making sure that my steps are actually, this week I started at 15,000, but I've been making sure my steps are definitely over 10,000. So that's a bit of like a bodybuilding background thing that I was doing. And then also doing some extra cardio. So on the treadmill, putting the treadmill on an incline and doing some time doing that. But yeah, all of that together has been like working really well over the last 3 weeks. So I've got one more week of that program left. And yeah, it's been going well so far. I really think that the mix, or what I've been doing, is actually like would be a super like sweet spot for everyone. Like there's so many people that don't come to CrossFit class because they don't want, like they might come like one day, have another day off, one day, have another day off. And that's never going to be optimal for, say, like losing body fat. You want to be training pretty much like at least 5 days a week, in there for about an hour. And then on top of that, like getting your steps up and stuff like that. So if you find that you're not going to the gym all the time, or 5 days a week, 6 days a week, you're not going to get the results you want. So this mix of like kind of like a CrossFit Olympic lifting day into bodybuilding, into CrossFit Olympic lifting, bodybuilding, will give people that perfect like kind of rest they need, that lower intensity day to reset their body, and then be able to get right back into it again the next day. So I really feel like that'll be a sweet spot for a lot of people, and I think that this will be a sweet spot for a lot of people. So yeah, I've taken some time. I was tossing up about my programming, going like, oh, okay, like this, it doesn't look like this person, it doesn't look like this person's, and I firmly believe that it doesn't have to look like anyone's, because everyone's programming style is different. And if I'm going to bring you guys and bring into my life this cross building, I need to have my own style for people to follow and actually get the most out of it in terms of like what I want them to get. Because if I'm giving them other people's programs, why don't they just buy those programs? You know what I mean? And so this has been a big thing for me. I ended up writing up the program, getting the ebook created, and that's going to be out very soon. Hopefully in the next week or so. I'm going to get this 8-week competition sorted first. Jump on that if you'd like. It has very similar training style to the cross building program, but without kind of some of the technical lifts like snatches and clean and jerks and stuff like that. But yeah, anyway, keep an eye out on my socials. If you're not on there yet, go over, follow me on socials, whether Facebook, Instagram, whatever. I'll be dropping that ebook pretty soon. DM me any topics or questions you have in regards to cross building or anything I've talked about. including the competition. But yeah, a massive one as well. DM me about topics you may want to hear on this podcast, people you may want me to try and get in contact with and get on here. But yeah, I'll keep that one short and sweet, guys. Just wanted to touch base and let anyone that was kind of questioning it or wondering it what cross building was, if you do follow me now. But yeah, that is the end of this podcast. Till the next time, guys, remember to just go all out.